Hello, I'm Dr. Miguel Cruz, and today I want to be talking to you about vitamins. People always are asking me, do I need them? Where should I buy them? Quality and things of that nature. So we're going to just kind of go over a few things that I think is essential. Okay, first of all, do you need vitamins? I wholeheartedly believe that you do, that we do. Okay, even if you have a good diet, I think there's probably some need for vitamins, and because foods are being processed heavily these days, if you buy anything out of a package or a box or a can, yes, you probably need some supplementation. We can't necessarily trust the soils where the agribusiness is coming from, because there's been a lot of studying saying that the soils are being depleted. So a lot of foods are deficient in the proper nutrients, even if you think you're eating a pretty darn good diet, okay? Unless, the only exception I would say, if you grow all of your own food and raise all of your own animals, and you know you're getting a good diet that way, you can probably get away with not having to take supplements. But that does not necessarily qualify a whole lot of people, does it? Okay, so overall I think we should be taking supplements, okay? So the next question people ask me is, well, what supplements should I be taking? Well, the only good answer to that is with proper testing. We personally have patients do some blood work and answer some questionnaires as far as symptoms that they may be experiencing or not experiencing, and that helps us to determine specifically and scientifically, well, what supplements do you need and what supplements do you not need. More often than not, I find people bring me a list of supplements and they're just kind of throwing darts and thinking, well, I read this article, that sounds good, I read that sounds good. So they're spending an awful lot of money on things they really don't need, when once we test them thoroughly, we can nail it down to just a few critical supplements, and when they switch to that, they can see a huge improvement in their overall health. As far as bare essentials, if you just had to look at a very limited budget or a limited supply of what you want to take, a good multiple vitamin is going to work. We're going to talk a little bit about where to buy these, because your one-a-day ones that you get at the pharmacy is not necessarily what I recommend. Fish oil, I think, is necessary. If, as a matter of fact, what I tell folks, if they could only buy one thing and one thing only, I would usually recommend they do fish oils. It's good for a lot of different systems in our body. A probiotic, I think, is necessary. It helps with the intestinal and gut flora, and a lot of people have a problem with that. And then vitamin D, I think, is essential. It seems like all the studies are showing that we are lacking in vitamin D. Part of the reason for that is everybody is putting on these skin creams that are blocking the sun, which is blocking your body's ability to make that vitamin D, particularly in the summertime when we're getting most of that sun. That's how our body produces vitamin D. So those would be the essentials. Where to buy is probably the next real critical questions. I just caution against buying poor quality supplements. When somebody tells me that they've been using certain supplements and it doesn't work, the first question I have, where did you buy it? And it's usually some sort of a discount, or they bought it from the local pharmacy, or they're buying it from the health food store, but they're buying the cheapest brand that they have. And you need to realize there's a reason the cheap stuff is cheap. Vitamins are not regulated, so there has been some consumer issues regarding that. There's actually, you'd have to Google this, but there's some companies out there that do research on supplementation, and they're finding that they might claim they have 5,000 milligrams of this substance, and when it's tested, it has less than half of that amount. So you gotta realize these things. Also, particularly with fish oil, the cheap brands of fish oil is rancid oil, and plus fish oils are also unfortunately contaminated with PCBs and mercuries and a lot of other things. So there's a distillation process that you're paying for when you're buying the very good quality stuff. So the quality does make a difference. When you buy supplements, I recommend that you buy from a company that's what they specialize in. So you want to buy medications, drugs, I recommend you buy that from a pharmaceutical company. But if you want to buy vitamin supplements, mineral supplements, I recommend you buy that from a company that specializes in vitamins and minerals. That's where all their research, that's where all their effort goes to. They're going to put out a better product, in my opinion. So keep those things in mind, and thank you for the opportunity to share with you this day.